At the New York State Senator, one of the earliest races that was called by ABC News, Kirsten Gillibrand defeating her opponent Chele Farley. She leads by 845,000 votes with 28% of precincts across New York State reporting in. The incumbent Kirsten Gillibrand returning.
And Tim, right now she's speaking at the podium. Let's take a listen.
And have a slice of the American dream, better work opportunities, better training, equal pay for equal work, and a national paid leave plan. We believe that corporations should not have the same free speech rights as you and I. That's why I banned corporate PAC money from my campaign, and it's why we need publicly funded elections. The power of our democracy must be restored to the people. And we believe fundamentally that separating a mother from her child at the border is immoral, it is repugnant, and it's against everything that the Statue of Liberty stands for. These are our core values, and they inform everything that we do, which is why we can imagine a future where people across the ideological spectrum reject the divisiveness, the hate, the lies, the attacks on minority communities, and reach out to one another and actually help people. We can imagine the kind of job training that leads to full employment and reverses growing income inequality. We can imagine taking on the drug companies, the insurance companies, the NRA, and the corporate greed that defines most inaction and corrupt policies out of Washington. We can imagine a future where institutional racism doesn't drive outcomes for black and brown people in our criminal justice system, our healthcare system, our schools, and in our economy. That's why I'm fighting to decriminalize marijuana and expunge the criminal records for potentially millions of people of color, particularly young people whose lives are still in front of them, but have fallen victim to institutional racism and our failed, unfair drug laws. It's why I'm fighting to end maternal mortality, to make sure our healthcare system is working for more women of color who are going to disproportionately die in childbirth. We can imagine a restoration of a voice for our working people by strengthening our unions, which are instrumental to rebuilding the middle class. I know tonight we will flip the House of Representatives, because the president needs to be held accountable for selling out working people and for the hateful policies that spew out of him and tear our country apart. More than ever, I am grateful and I am humbled for your vote, because I am serving to honor that common bond that drives our advocacy, the fight for the empowerment of others, the fight for those who are most at risk, those most in need, those who need to be listened to, and those who are being marginalized. We recognize that we are all brothers and sisters in our struggle for equality and justice. And I know that we should show the world that we are united as ever in fighting for equality for every single American, regardless of their race, religion, sexual orientation, gender identity, cultural identity, because injustice against one is an injustice against all of us.
New York's junior U.S. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand at the Times Square Sheraton declaring victory tonight. She has rolled to another term in the Senate, and the themes she is echoing in her victory speech tonight certainly sounding like a national platform. Gillibrand herself is on some people's list for potential Democratic presidential nominees, or at least a place on a national ticket in 2020. So we shall see both she and Andrew Cuomo rolling to victory tonight.